Guys, I feel awful. I've known this was going to happen. My outburst to John Brown, my harsh criticism of Waldo, something is corrupting my morals. Something. And the problem isn't that I don't know what it is. It's that I do. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of year. The time when the pagan and the satanic sources, they're all so powerful this time of year. It's all the arrival of Halloween. See, in the illogical chart that I created, I placed them in very special places. For Christians, they're at the very bottom of the chart, but, they're smart, but you'll still find a few crazy ones. And then above them, we have atheists. Not all are dumb, but not all logical. Above that, we have Muslims. Not very logical at all, but once in every blue moon you'll find one. And then above them, the granddaddy of all illogicalness, Satanists. Satanists to me are a lot like a little brother to Christianity. You remember that little brother you had who always wanted to do what you wanted to do, but your mom was too smart to let him do that thing? Well, imagine if your mom wasn't. Imagine if your mom let your little brother do that thing. The Satanists in Florida have been passing out coloring books. I'm afraid it's all true. We are hitting levels of idioticness that should not be humanly possible. It's probably the scariest thing, and this is Sunday Apologetics. God bless you for tuning in. See, Satanists, they go into two categories. One, Aleister Crowley Satanism. This is probably what you think of when you think of Satanist. Sacrifices, black magic, Dalimala. Yeah, that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, one of his most famous works, Gems of the Equinox, shows this. It's one of the most used books by Aleister Crowley Satanists that are just getting started out. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about how Aleister Crowley Satanism is bad, mainly because I'd like to think you already know why it's wrong. No, we're here because of Antoine LaVey, who wrote that blasphemous book. Fun fact, Antoine LaVey died hours before I was born on October 1997. On October 2029, 1997, mere hours before yours truly was born. And as I think you'll know if you Google an image of him, we have the same taste in hairstyle. Luckily though, that's where our similarities end. One of the oddest things I ever discovered when talking about Antoine LaVey Satanism is its rule to not pursue a woman unless you are given the correct signs. I still don't know what these signs are. I studied the book. I can't find them. I see a lot of women who are advertising but not willing to sell. Is that the sign? What if they give me a sign but they just don't want to have the sex? Or don't want to be in a relationship? What then? One of the most dangerous things about Antoine LaVey Satanism is that It teaches to eat, drink, and be merry. Pretty much all Antoine LaVey Satanists are people who claim they don't believe in Satanism, in Satan as a person, but use him as a symbol. They believe in eat, drinking, and being merry. The problem with eat, drinking, and being merry is that when you do that, you turn into a gluttonous drunkard who only cares about what makes him happy. Humans, evil, sinful, selfish creatures. That's why we needed Jesus. And what makes it even worse is that Antoine LaVey knew this. But whereas any sane person would sit there and say, let's stop and find a way to limit ourselves before we do wrong, no, Antoine LaVey took the idiot's way out and encouraged people to fulfill their dark, sinful, carnal desires. First off, let me start by saying I don't consider Satanism a religion for the same reason I don't consider atheism a religion. If you call Satanism a religion, I get to call atheism a religion. And we all saw in my video how I felt about that. I view it more as a philosophy. Antoine LaVey in the Satanic Bible actually said one time to be like a child, to act impulsively. That goes to tell you something about him, doesn't it? What's even worse is that in the Satanic Bible, one of the 11 satanic laws of the earth is if you're roaming around in open territory and someone bothers you, you're supposed to ask them to stop, and if they don't, destroy them. Imagine right now, me at Walmart. I'm doing what I do. Customer gets me agitated. I ask them to stop. They don't. So I take out a remote control and I nuke them to oblivion. I'm sorry, what does destroy mean? I'm not being overdramatic here, he is. The Satanic Bible actually has a part 2. That's right, you didn't know that, did it? Nope. Part 2. You want to see the part 2 book? The Catcher in the Rye. Right there. You don't know what The Catcher in the Rye is about? Stupid, emo, hypocritical kid. That's pretty much all the Satanic Bible is too. One of the satanic rules and quotes that Antoine LaVey once said was that he wished death to the weak and wealth to the strong. Right off the bat, I got agitated. If he was like that emo kid in the corner of the classroom who stood up and said that, I'd turn around, look at him, and say, sit your little self down before I come over there and pop you in the mouth like the little kitty you are. Yeah, I said kitty. You all know what word I really wanted to use, though. Satanic Bible, it's what you get when you never grow out of your emo phase. We all had one. It's okay, but you have to grow out of it. You ever been in a situation where you acted carnal? I have. Nothing good happened. See, there's a reason these laws were set in place by Jesus and the Bible and God to keep us from reaching that state. But the Satanists, they don't see it that way. In the Satanic Bible, Antoine LaVey actually criticizes Christians for failing. Goes on to talk about how church picnics are nothing more than an excuse for gluttony, once again showing what a stupid little punk he was. Every church picnic I ever been to was in a poor area, and if it wasn't for that picnic, some people wouldn't be able to eat, even if they do commit gluttony. What the hell's your problem? Nobody's perfect. No one claimed to be perfect. Just get your nose out of my business before I break it. God, I'm threatening now. I have to stop. I can't. Must keep going. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want me to be a Satanist. You want to know the most famous Satanist of all? Heath Ledger's Joker. That nihilistic sociopath. I could go on forever. about the Satanic Bible and how it's wrong. But we don't have forever. They're spreading the ideology. You thought the atheists were bad. Oh, make way. This is like Atheist 2.0. It's like Jason Voorhees when he got turned into Jason X. Gunfire won't help you this time. Not that it ever really did on normal Jason, but now he's made out of metal. And he's like the frickin' Terminator. Good luck. You're gonna need it. I hear a voice. I hear a voice telling me to stop talking. I hope that it's God's. Because if it's not God's voice telling me to stop talking about Satanism, I fear who else it might be. Like, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff, and whatever you do, pray that I am here for next week's Sunday Apologetics.